seen this process already several different times. What am I doing? And notice the inertia throws it out, it keeps it out of the back, like the handle. Okay, I can do. Okay, we'll go back to when I was in high school and so forth. My dad was a welder at Fort Bragg for like 31 years. So I was raised in an iron shop, like much like this. It was dirty, nasty, and everything, and that's what he did for a living. And I just said, I don't want to do this. So I go off to school to be an engineer, and so clean cut, you know. And my dad died early, and so I inherited his shop. I'd come home from school and I'd piddle in the shop. Didn't know how to do anything, you know, except what watched him doing. And so I decided I wanted to go to a craft school and learn how to do, you know, formal ironwork. So I went to the Campbell Folk School, and I was in the first class there at the school in blacksmithing, and I had 5 students in it, and nobody knew how to do anything. The teacher there was an art student from New York. He'd come down, and they was living. He had bushy hair, you know, if you can get the era. He drove a pea green Volkswagen bus, and his wife was a ballerina, and they had come down to live off the land, you know, and so he was working at the craft school. Yeah, I like education. You know, I've always liked education. I'd go to school right now if somebody'd pay me to go. 39 years of teaching school, there's never one day that I said, oh God, I gotta go to school, you know. Can't stand it. I really like school. I like the kids, I like imparting information. I don't know, when I'm working a problem like that, I work it over and I work it over and I work it over. And I remember a comment that Einstein made a long time ago, and he said, and he was saying, what do you need in your office? Or when he set him up in Princeton, he said, I need a trash can. He said, I need a big trash can because I make a lot of mistakes. And that's what you do. You work a problem, you get halfway through it or something, and you take it and throw it down, and you work it over. You don't try to correct that problem. You start back over again and work it all the way from the very beginning. People tried to get me to spread my information around a little bit more before I died. And so I started taking all my notes and compiling all my notes and put them together in books. And I got 5 books out now. And I've been doing it all my life since 58 years now, beating on a piece of metal. Rehearsal or anything, you could do just a piece of flat metal. If I can just find a little small piece of flat metal, you would think there would just be tons of it laying all over the place up here with your speaker. Cup of coffee at McDonald's. Is separated from the other part. See, I pushed that more square. You can see that. The cube on the end of the latch bar. So now I'm going to just bevel it a little bit, chamfer it. Then roll it to the side. And you can see the cuts occurring on either side, and then it cuts in two. All right? So that's how you cut a piece. So I put it in the vise, upside down, right above the piece where the transition occurs at, right there. I hammer it down at a 45-degree angle, and then hammer in on it, and then gently bring it back up, and then flip it back in the other direction. And now I take it while it's still hot, put it on the anvil. You hit something on the edge, it's called the hard way. All right, see it? Now watch the piece, what's happening to it, that shape to it. Boom, boom, boom. See, but they got to put something in there beyond the melody note. There's a melody note, you know, da.
Yeah.
You got to put some other ones in that goes along with the melody notes. All at the same time you're doing the other. What am I doing? If you put pressure on it in a confined cylinder or a liquid or something other, then you're compressing the molecules onto themselves in a confined area. And something's got to give, so what do you think changes? In it, go in the opposite direction. Those pieces. Now they all supposed to look like one another. In other words, they have the same finial on all the different parts. This one has a square, square, square. All right. Okay, now what was he doing wrong? What was he doing right and what was he doing wrong? He was doing some right and some wrong. I wouldn't hesitate about going into education again. A lot of people say, oh, I wouldn't want to be a teacher. I mean, I can't see anything wrong with it. I love it. And I taught up at folk school like that. I mean, I'd like to teach. I like to see somebody that'll try to learn something that's really wanting to learn it.